jump into it. Hey guys, it's Bane here, back again with another video. Obviously, things are a little bit different today. Today we're actually doing a live stream. So as you can see, we kind of have chat popping out to the right here. I did do this for the other review, so I'm sorry about the other guy that I did the review for. But as always, if you guys do want your IEs reviewed, go ahead and join the Discord. Link will be in the comments down below. Sorry, not comments, the description. I'll be linked to the Discord. I'll try to pin a comment since I just said it now. But you can submit a forum there, get your IEs reviewed. See people in the chat saying, "Hey YouTube," everyone say hi. Do your little waves. Get your "I was here" moments in. Yeah, pretty much everyone here is followers of the Discord or just happenstance peoples on Twitch. So if you'd like your IE review, go ahead and click on the link down below, submit your form, and I'll be getting through it. Just a fair warning, I am a little bit backlogged. I say a little bit, I'm like 30-ish reviews behind, so I'm trying to get through them on both live streams as well as just in my free time trying to do write-ups for people. So let's go ahead and get through it. Today we have Michka. It looks like we have a kind of early World 4 account, so let's go ahead and just dive in and see what we can talk about. I don't remember if I don't remember exactly what if you said anything in particular, but let's go ahead and just give you like a general account overview, see where you're at in World 4, and see if I can give you any notes to progress, make things a little bit more efficiently, give you some advice about World 4, and as you head into World 5, we'll talk about some of the skills there you should prepare yourself for. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. So we have a level 115 Blood Berserker, level 87 Buo, level 104 Siegebreaker, level 116 DK, 93 Elemental Sorcerer, 101 Beastmaster, level 74 Journeyman, level 94 Blood Berserker, another 83 Elemental Sorcerer. Okay, we talked about this kind of earlier in the stream, but your class setup is what I would call optimal. Some people would not call it optimal. There's a debate between two Blood Berserkers versus two Siegebreakers. I personally prefer two Blood Berserkers, so you're doing good there. Nothing really to comment about it. Endgame, the second Blood Berserker is going to give you more ladle production. It's also going to give you higher mining efficiency, fishing efficiency, depending on what your account needs at the time. You can kind of use your second Blood Berserker as a mule for whatever skills you might need prints for. So you're doing good in the class setup, nothing to nitpick there. You do have 2 star signs. This is the one thing I really want to focus on particularly. Some of the people who do progress early in the game tend to forget about star signs. You have some really easy ones you can go through and unlock, like Mimic Hole. You just need to click on the star sign in the Mimic Hole. You just need to click on this one. You need to clear the Coliseum on 3 more players. You can probably kill Ifon pretty easily on your Journeyman. Journeyman also counts as a beginner class, just by the way. Some of the AFK ones kind of suck. Rolling Tundra is going to suck as well, just because getting past wave 10, like we also discussed earlier in the stream, is going to be hard. So, I mean, you have some star signs you can unlock. The real big focus for you right now is your star signs. You should try to push towards Hydron so you can get 3 star signs. It's going to help you get better everything on your account. So if you need more skilling efficiency, AFK gains, or if you need more damage or fighting AFK gains, you can allocate more points in your star signs so you can get a little extra bonus here and there. Eventually unlocking Seraph star signs is going to be a goal, but it's something probably not feasible to you right now in World 4. So yeah, star signs are definitely not something you want to focus about, forget about, because getting into endgame star signs become really important, especially with Seraph star signs, getting you more effect as you upgrade summoning. Again, that's World 6 thing, you don't have to worry about it, but star signs are something you should keep in the back of your mind as a bonus your account can benefit from. Let's talk about equipment. Equipment is also something that people generally neglect, and I see you're actually doing a pretty good job here. I would highly recommend for someone in World 4, if you want to push, I'd try to get your characters up into Dementia gear. Void might be a little expensive for you now, resource-wise, but getting into Dementia gear would give you enough stats to really juice out your damage as well as killing efficiency for getting higher prints and some of the earlier materials you may need to get those resources. So overall, get your tools up to Dementia. Always try to focus on upgrading your traps and worship skulls whenever you can. Big thing I want to look at here, it looks like you have almost everyone into Splicers. Get your Splicer on your Journeyman. I don't know why you don't. I think you either don't have money or level requirement, maybe. Level 40. So, I mean, you can equip it. You may just have, like, money issues right now. But definitely equip it on your Journeyman so you get some extra stats there. It's going to be really important to try to get this character up to Maestro specifically, because Maestro gives you a ton of skill EXP and skill efficiency for your other characters. So your V-Man, as you head kind of into endgame, you really want to get his World 1, World 2 skills. Well, I mean, you want all skills to be kind of the highest in across all your account, because the higher, if your V-Man, your Journeyman right now is the highest out of all the skills, they're going to give a skill efficiency and skill EXP bonus to everyone that's a lower level than him. So if you're first, that means every single person is going to get higher skill efficiency. I don't know if it was our Discord or some other Discord I saw. Someone had their V-Man a lower level than one of their characters, and they lost a 700 million print because they're missing out on the skill efficiency that Journeyman actually provided. So definitely don't neglect that. When you do unlock Maestro, the elite class for Journeyman, or not elite class, but like the upgrade class, you'll get a ton of account bonus. The Maestro is a really good just general account support. So you definitely don't want to neglect it. Try to get that class as soon as possible because you'll get a lot of bonuses as you unlock Maestro. Especially heading into World 4. Really into World 5 is when you start to be able to unlock the V-Man, which is a really important subclass or elite class that'll really help support your account overall. But I mean, regarding your skills, I mean, you're doing a pretty good job. He's ranked second in some of the World 1, World 2, so you're doing pretty good there. It's nigh impossible to get him rank 1 in construction, but the most important skills overall for you to focus on are going to be mining, fishing, chopping, catching, worship, and trapping. May not necessarily get them rank 1 in trapping and worship, but getting high levels in those is the most important thing overall. Generally, you want your Journeyman or Maestro to have high skill levels, because once you unlock Maestro, that's how your damage scales. Getting high levels in that makes your talent called Skillage give you a ton more damage, and that's how Maestro's damage scales kind of late game. So if you're struggling in damage with your Journeyman, that will be the one talent you focus on once you unlock Maestro. Other thing to talk about, you do have Royal Sampler on all your characters, which is really good, really important. It seems like you already know this, but something you want to focus on is getting 90% print sample rate as soon as possible. This would really help juice out your prints for your character. So if you're struggling with prints in your 3D printer, that'd be something you want to focus on. As well, it looks like you have serrated Rex Springs on all your characters, which is highly recommended. You're doing really good there, so good job there. Talents. So I think some of your characters are on skilling presets, but you do have level 50 hemoglobin. So imagine if you're on a fighting preset, you have this maxed out. This helps you survive a lot better into World 4, World 5. Food becomes a really big issue, really like focus point when you hit World 3, World 4. As you hit World 5, food becomes less important because you'll have enough HP and damage to sort of out-sustain yourself. But Goblet of Hemoglobin is incredibly important for helping you survive AFK without having to use food. So definitely want to level this up when you're on a fighting preset. And statues, you're not at a point of onyxing, so don't focus on that. It's not going to be something you're going to be doing for quite a long time. Yeah, I won't even mention it because there's a lot of things that go into it that you're not prepared for right now. So definitely not a focus for you for at least another month, I imagine. But keep in the back of your mind, you really want to focus on upgrading. You don't want to forget about cooking in lab. We'll talk about that in a second, but also breeding. You want to unlock your spices and progress breeding as much as possible, because in the coming few months, in chip rotation, we'll unlock chocolate chip, which is really important for getting onyx statues. So keep that in the back of your mind. Our Discord does have the chip rotation. It doesn't forecast too far out, but it'll tell you the next week's jewels and chips in lab. If you're spending gems, I'd recommend spending them on jewels as opposed to chips. If you go to World 4, you'll be able to buy the mainframe jewels. These give you huge bonuses to your account. This is something I recommend spending gems on if you are spending gems. Jewels are they're hard to come by in lab, but you can get all of them through the gem shop. Chips are kind of hit and miss. Some of them are really bad. Some of them are really good. So don't recommend spending gems on them because it's like a gamble. Yeah. Okay, talk about stamps. Let's actually go into your account and talk about some stuff. If you're struggling with production for some of these materials, you can go back, try to unlock some of the materials you're missing from World 1. I imagine getting World 1 monster materials is a lot easier than hitting World 2, World 3, World 4, because the cost for upgrading your anvil on your characters is relatively low in World 1, but as you hit World 2 and World 3, it's a lot more expensive. So if you want to, you can go back, get the monster materials from World 1 to try to upgrade your characters for more production speed. And when you're upgrading and distributing points in your anvil, I'd highly recommend focusing on, for everyone, pretty much speed and capacity. For your V-Man or Maestro or Journeyman, bonus EXP, speed, and capacity are going to be really important as well. Like I said, you want your skills to be high level, and this is one way to boost your skilling efficiency. Also, if you don't know, since you're relatively early, you can click on the anvil more than once to allocate more points in your anvil to produce things faster. So if you have the Infinity Hammer from Gem Shop, that's one. Hammer from Alchemy is another one, and you have one base, that's 3 total. So you can click on things 3 times to produce a little bit faster. I don't know where you're progressed, so I don't know if you know about that little trick, but something you can do if you're trying to progress things a little bit faster. Also, I don't see any errors of you. I don't see any errors in IE, so it looks like you're probably doing that. Just something for everyone else out there. Going back to stamps. Okay. My one big gripe is that you don't have stamps unlocked from World 1 and World 2, it seems. I'd highly recommend trying to do that. You're also missing out on a really good stamp right here. I see you're using a lot of food on your character, and this is one stamp you can probably unlock to help give you more defense and help you progress through World 4 much more efficiently. This you unlock from Snouts, which is, I believe, in the Mustaches map in World 3. Getting Buckler Stamp gets you a bunch of base defense, which helps you obviously survive World 4 much better. And this in combination with the other stamp for defense, this one right here, Shield Stamp, in combination with Goblet of Hemoglobin, is going to make you survive and rely less on food into World 4. As you progress into World 5, defense becomes less of a problem because Goblet of Hemoglobin really kicks in and helps you survive, and you rely less on food, and you can start swapping that out for potions or golden food, etc. So really focus on getting your base defense up through stamps, and then we'll talk about alchemy as well, the way you can do that. But in stamps, you should really unlock World 1 to World 3 stamps where you can, and upgrade in combat specifically anything that's a base stat or anything that's base damage or total damage. As of right now, those are really important for your account. I did this in a few other, oh my lord, flashbang. I did this in a few other videos, but something to note, the way damage works in Idleon is it's kind of sorted into different buckets. All those buckets kind of multiply with each other. So if one of your buckets is low, then you're not scaling your damage efficiently. So what do I mean by buckets? There's a few. So let's talk about this. So there's one bucket here, another bucket, and then another bucket right here. So what this bucket is base damage. So base damage, right here, Sword Stamp gives you base damage. That multiplies with something you'd expect, total damage. So total damage obviously multiplies the base damage as you'd expect. The other thing that contributes to damage, I don't know where it fits in, but base stats, or other stats in general, for your character. Your main stat gives you damage. I think it's multiplicative. I don't know. Maybe. But one thing for sure as well is another bucket right here called multi-damage. So you don't have access to this right now, but when you get Eclipse Skulls through Rift, and you get Equinox as well, also give you multi-damage. But the other one that may be accessible to would be the Phoenix Wings or the Emperor card for damage multi. This is separate from the multiplicative damage from Eclipse and Equinox. This further multiplies your damage. So if any one of these buckets are low, that means your damage isn't being scaled efficiently. Obviously, so you want to scale pretty much all of these equally to help increase your damage a lot. So stamps help a lot. Your character's tools help a lot. Your talents help a lot. Everything kind of scales together. And if you're missing one, Phoenix Wings are insane because they're a multi-multi. So it's really good. But yeah, upgrading your stamps is going to be one thing you can do. If you're struggling with damage or defense, always think about stamps in the back of your mind. And also try to focus on unlocking World 1 to World 3 is my biggest recommendation for you right now. Okay. Talking about alchemy. You're doing incredibly well for someone that's in World 4. I'm surprised you're actually this far in alchemy. You're doing pretty good. The big bubble for you to focus on trying to unlock is going to be Diamond Chef. Cooking really scales through a few different ways early game. Diamond Chef is the biggest multiplier to meal cooking speed that you can get in the game, like full stop. The only other bonus that comes close would be Blood Marrow, and then following thereafter would be Fluoride and Atom Glider. And you don't have access to that, so let's not talk about that. Diamond Chef is hands down the bubble you need to unlock for World 4. This will massively increase your meal cooking speed. The early levels are going to be like insignificant kind of for your meal cooking speed. As you get more meals up to level 11, as you spend bargain tags to upgrade this bubble and get more beach stock spices, you'll see your meal cooking speed skyrocket over the next few days. The next few days you upgrade the bubble. It is by far the way you scale meal cooking speed in this game. Apart from that, I mean, you're doing a pretty good job upgrading your bubbles. I'd say you're pretty much there at World 5, through World 4, through your bubbles. The next big one for you to upgrade would probably be kill per kill. This would be a great way for you to progress in World 4 is unlocking this bubble. You may not be able to upgrade it, but getting those extra kills for the Death Note as well as pushing new portals helps you progress through World 4 much faster. The other thing would be Mr. Massacre. Those two bubbles are large bubbles you need to equip, so if you don't have Sheepy, you need to equip them. But these would give you multi-kill per damage tier as well as kill per kill. If you're hitting multi-kill in World 4, this helps you. If you're not, it doesn't. Don't worry about it. But kill per kill would absolutely 100% help you push through World 4 much faster. Other two things I want to focus on. If you're struggling with accuracy, which I saw some of your characters were, because you had, I believe, the Balance of Precision equipped, Shaccuracy is going to be one way you can help increase your accuracy, help you hit that for your DK to get you more damage, or just generally help you hit more for your characters and get, be able to hit it so you can progress World 4 without having to worry about accuracy. Other big thing to focus on would be FMJ. Obviously, these two bubbles are kind of hard to level up early because they're fruit flies and bloaches, which are notoriously hard to print early game. So you can use bargain tags to make it easier to upgrade them, like I said for Diamond Chef. If you go to the second page here, you can use these. It makes it easier to upgrade those bubbles. So don't forget about those. If you're struggling upgrading these, you can try to use bargain tags to upgrade that even further. Again, going back to Diamond Chef, I'd highly recommend using bargain tags because beach stock spices are a bitch to get early game. So I'd highly recommend trying to push your territory spices as well as arena to try to unlock this and produce as much of this as you can. Like I said, Diamond Chef is really important and something you should try to hit in World 4. Okay, good, you're not focusing on sigils. Do not touch sigils. I saw you touch them briefly. Don't touch sigils. Don't fall in this trap yet. Sigils are such a waste of time early game. I know they give you base stats and I know they look tempting, but your characters are better spent in cauldrons and liquid than they are progressing sigils. You're just wasting like hours of progress by throwing your characters in something they're not useful in right now. Trust me when I say sigil speed is something you'll get later and they're much easier to do once you focus on the basics of alchemy like bubbles and liquid cauldron. Okay, in your refinery, I think you're out of whack with your chat. Sure. Sorry, I wanted to look at. I got a little ADHD sidetrack there, but Salts refinery. Where are you at? Okay, so this chart does work early game. I have some gripes with it because end game or like as you progress to sort of like the second page of this, it becomes less efficient. But this is what you should be aiming for roughly for your salt refinery. I think you're like 633. I'd recommend trying to match these as much as possible as you're still early game. So the closer you are to this, the better you can sustain infinite salt generation. Right now, you're heading at a point where you're going to be salt locked, and what that means is you don't have enough salt to sustain your next salt's production. So I'd recommend using Idleon Toolbox to really look at this. I talked about this in other videos, but you can use Idleon Toolbox to see how much you're printing and how much you're using per hour to see if you're at a surplus or a deficit in salt production. You want to aim for infinite salt generation at all times of the game. So that means you never you never auto-refine red salts, you never auto-refine green salts. Those are something you always want to keep on producing because they're kind of like the one salt that prevents you from progressing the rest of your salts. Right now, you're producing too many blue salts, so you're eating too much of your orange salts. You want to upgrade orange salts until you hit sort of that breakpoint at the salt refinery chart. Again, you can look at that in the Discord. As you progress these higher level, I'd recommend looking at toolbox, be a little bit more manual, and pay more attention to your refinery, because the sooner you fix this, the better. I remember someone messaged me and they had like a level 25, 18, 18, and they're stuck at refinery for the next few months. Like they're completely fucked. They really need to take time to fix that, and it's going to take them months to recover. And months in idle game suck. And the longer you're not idle in this, the worse it'll feel. So try to fix this as soon as you can. You have a lot of time to fix this. You're not too badly locked here. But I mean, you are already behind. You don't want to be there. Okay. Big upgrades for you to get here from the Salt Lake are going to be, obviously, the 3D printer sample is really important. Refinery speed is really important. You can neglect class and skill EXP for now. Obviously, Dune Souls are going to be relatively expensive for you. Upgrade Salt Lake in construction so you get max talent levels from books. This will help you generally progress a little bit smoother in World 4 as well. You don't necessarily benefit a lot from max talent levels right now, but you can still use your books. Actually, I recommend using your books to upgrade your talents to get you more damage or accuracy, whatever you might need. Other things that might be important are going to be multi-kill, points earned during worship tower defense, that kind of stuff. Okay, let's look at your printer. So, welcome back, Potatoes. Okay, your 3D printer is not doing too bad. I mean, I don't remember what my prints in World 4 were, but you're not doing terrible here. You're also generally following the advice I've been giving rather recently, which is your character should be printing their class-specific resources. So DKs are mining, Blood Berserker would be fishing, your archer, or rather bowman, is going to be catching, and your mages are going to be chopping. It looks like you're following that general outline here. Your Journeyman as well as Beastmaster is what I recommend using for monster materials. Maybe early game you can justify spending your printing slots for monster materials and some of your other characters. You mainly want to focus on getting enough 3D print to sustain your refinery. But yeah, like I said, bloaches and fruit flies are going to be kind of the bane of your existence for early game. So I'd highly recommend trying to focus on those to upgrade accuracy and FMJ, because they help you progress World 4 much more smoothly, and you have to rely less on food, and you obviously hit accuracy to get kills per hour on your character. Perfect. Death Note, I don't want to focus too much on Death Note. I think it doesn't benefit you that much as you're progressing World 4. Right now, your focus should be pushing World 4 to get to World 5. We'll talk about why in a second as we get to the World 4, World 5 skills. But biggest upgrades for you here are going to be Cost Cruncher to reduce the cost of upgrading things. Getting Trapper Drone is nice, gives you more critters. You don't want to go for Atom Collider yet. You obviously don't have Null Assaults. You'll never be able to upgrade this until you unlock Null Assaults. Atom Collider is something you don't want to focus on, so you hit like kind of mid-end World 5 to early World 6 is what I recommend trying to focus Atom Collider more. But yeah, your main focus right now should be upgrading Boulder Rollers, getting Frozen Alone. If you can try to unlock Poisonic Elder, that's going to be a good one for you too. Getting Poisonic Elder up to level 20, obviously that's unrealistic for you right now, but that's kind of the end goal. Allows you to replace Boulder Rollers and Tower Defense to push waves even faster. But yeah, your shrines are upgrading. You're just missing some salts, or rather, you might be able to upgrade some Summer Reading Shrine, but the faster you upgrade your shrines, the more bonuses your character's going to get. Obviously, it's going to help you progress World 4 much faster. So, I mean, construction is not doing too bad. Looks like you're doing the right thing. If your construction board's still locked, obviously focus on a little bit of flaggy rate. Getting construction EXP is going to be how you scale build rate. Build rate's kind of a false flag. You don't want to focus on maxing out build rate. You want to focus on construction EXP and flaggy right now to unlock the rest of your board. And you don't have Atom Collider, so let's not talk about that. Okay, Worship. This is a big thing early game that a lot of people kind of mess up on. It looks like you are kind of falling into the trap of Charge Siphon. Don't fall into this trap. Charge Siphon's really bad early game. You want to get everyone to like level 40, 50, 60 Worship as fast as you can to get better skulls. Obviously, you'll be salt locked for a little bit, so it might be unrealistic for you to get this, but something to focus on. You always want to upgrade souls because it gives you more max charge rate. It'll give you more worship power to get better efficiency if you're not hitting the efficiency cap. It's also a better tool. Like I said earlier regarding tools, you want to hit, you want to progress your tools as much as you can until you're kind of out of resources, because they give you a bunch of stats, and that helps you progress the world. Get more damage, get more accuracy, whatever you need. And totems, your tower defense isn't looking too bad. You're actually at wave 19 in Frosty Fireflight, so I mean your towers are doing pretty good. You're not doing too bad here. Pretty impressed, pretty proud. Good job. Oh yeah. Okay. So skilled dimwit. So skilled dimwit's really only used for skilling efficiency when you're doing prints. I highly recommend trying to upgrade this as much as you can. I don't know what your actual soul generation is goblin with Gorefest, because I don't know what your like worship food effect is, but you want to sink as much as you can into skilled dimwit. Obviously save some souls so you can upgrade your construction, but upgrading this as much as you can gives you more skill efficiency, which gives you higher prints. You fell into that trap as well. What did I say? I forgot. Worship. Yeah. Don't fall into the trap using Charged Siphon. Charged Siphon's really bad. You want to push souls. You want to push skulls on your characters, so getting higher levels allows you to equip higher skulls. So really important you do that. But most importantly, on your Journeyman, whether you're V-Man later, getting high worship level is extremely important, because once you unlock V-Man, it'll multiplicatively increase your soul generation once your trapping and worship combine your level above level 100. So you'll be able to skyrocket worship and trapping once you get your V-Man up high enough in those skills. If you don't focus on that now early game, you're just going to be a few weeks behind. So it just saves you time to focus on that now as opposed to later. And don't neglect your trapping. Just pick up your traps. This is obviously an outdated IE, so you probably pick this up, but just don't neglect it if you are. And I mean, I feel like Equinox is in World 3, but it's not really World 3 if you think about it. Some of the dreams are kind of hard early games, so I wouldn't focus on it too much. As you head into World 5, maybe go back, look at it, see if you can complete some of the dreams. Obviously, unlock Equinox dreams first, and see if you're able to get some of the resources and complete some of the dreams to progress it. It does have some nice bonuses like Slow Roast Whiz for tower defense. Matching Skims is one of the damage buckets I mentioned here, this one right here, for more damage. Liquid Investment is really important once you get level 200 talents for Bubo, but I mean, Equinox is not something you really want to focus on right now. Same with Rift. When you get to Rift, just hard ignore it till you're like mid-end World 5. That's when you can start to focus on it and unlock like Trap Box Vacuum. This will be really good for you. That way you can automate trapping. You don't have to worry about it too much. It'll become more of an idle skill. Okay, breeding. Let's talk about this. So you really want to, kind of early game breeding, I highly recommend trying to use your eggs as much as possible so you can get these dead genes. And if I'm not mistaken, using your eggs also gives you breeding EXP. So the more you do that, the more you're able to progress breeding, the faster you unlock Blooming Axe. Blooming Axe is going to be really important for you because it allows you to use your foraging pets as opposed to using fighting pets in your territory spice battles. So you get more foraging speed out of it, which gives you more spices. Your main focus right now should be trying to push to beachstock spices as fast as you can. Again, we do have, Nixo did say farming eggs on DK and Kalo is really important. So if you go to, when you're able to on DK, try to do some Kalo if you're struggling on eggs, because the mini boss, the mush guy, he gives you eggs to drop. Actually, no, don't forget about that. Nico, you're throwing me off track here. Actually, I don't recommend doing Kalo kind of early game. It looks like you're kind of early into World 4. You might suffer doing Kalo because you're not able to kill Stilted, is what I imagine. But killing the mutated mush you get early from the purple slimes, because you have 5 of them right now, they do drop eggs and ladles. So if you're struggling for eggs and ladles, I'd recommend dropping the toxic sludge where the purple mushrooms are, so you can spawn them and get a bunch of ladles. On DK, I'll explain a little bit how his drop rate works. The orb, the number you see above, once it hits 100, 200, 300, so on, it'll multiply the amount of drops you get from killing the mini boss. So once you get once you get your Orb of Remembrance high enough and you kill 100 of these purple mushrooms, you'll be able to kill the mutated mush and drop like 2, 3, 4 times as much loot as you normally would on DK. So I'd highly recommend trying to use your mutated mush, unlike me, because I'm stupid. And you'd be able to get more eggs and ladles out of it. Also, you get some time candies and gems. It's really nice. So, okay, where were we? Breeding. Yeah. Like I said, the main focus here is going to be unlocking beechstock spices. You don't have Diamond Chef yet, but getting beechstock spices is extremely important, like I said, for meal cooking speed. And let's go ahead and talk about cooking. Let's talk about it. So, you're doing pretty good, actually. You have Desert Oasis spice, so you can unlock cabbage relatively. You can start to unlock cabbage. You just need to put this spice in here. You'll have a 100% chance to unlock cabbage once the flame goes all the way. So I'd highly recommend going through unlocking cabbage. Cabbage, aside from Diamond Chef, cabbage is one of the biggest early game spikes you can get in cooking. The reason is because every 10 upgrade levels you get in your kitchen, it massively increases your cooking speed. This plus corn dog plus egg constitute sort of the early game scaling you get for cooking. Along with the stamp you get in World 4, cooked meal stamp and ladle stamp, these are really good. Cooked meal stamp just gives you meal cooking speed. Ladle stamp gives you cooking efficiency, which makes your blood berserker produce more ladles per hour. So cooking efficiency doesn't give you more meal cooking speed, but it gives you ladles, which give you cooking speed. It skips time. It's like time candy for cooking. So the more cooking efficiency you get, the better your cooking's going to be. The more ladles you generate, the faster your meals are going to level up. So focus on these two stamps specifically if you're struggling. I'd also highly focus on trying to unlock these stamps as quickly as possible. Like I said, getting to Blooming Axe is really important for breeding. So getting nest egg stamp to get breeding EXP is really important. And cooking efficiency, obviously, like I said, for ladle generation. But yeah, I mean, you're not doing too bad. It seems like you're focusing a lot on egg, which is really important. I also recommend trying to keep your kitchen to one meal at a time. Your later kitchens have less meal cooking speed, so it's just more efficient to lump them all under like one. So they're all cooking egg, or they're all cooking turkey, or they're all cooking salad. You don't want to spread them out because it's kind of inefficient at upgrading. If you're focusing on egg, you want all your kitchens to focus on egg. It gives you more meal cooking speed, and you're able to upgrade it faster than you would spreading it out amongst the different meals. But yeah, hard focus, unlocking cabbage. You should be able to research or find that recipe. You can also use ladles to progress that time, so you spend less time waiting for that meal to research. And then obviously corn dog is going to be a big one. You should be able to unlock this as well. Just unlocking more meals is going to be pretty good. Once you get corn dog and cabbage, your meal cooking speed is going to start to skyrocket. At that point, you'll be able to get meals to level 11, which then scales into Diamond Chef, which scales your meal cooking speed even further. So you get meals again into level 11, goes back to Diamond Chef. It's just a cyclical thing early game, and it's one of the big snowballs. Getting cabbage, then corn dog, then egg up to level 11, then turkey up to level 11. Getting all those really multiplies your meal cooking speed. You're able to get massive amounts of meal cooking speed early game. And yeah, lab. Okay, let's talk about the big one for World 4. The most important thing you should be doing is sticking everyone in lab except your pusher. It looks like you have everyone in elite classes. I'll talk about your Maestro in just a second. But pretty much everyone's in elite classes, so you're at the point where you want to stick just about everyone except your Blood Berserker in lab. The reason I say that is because you want to try to light up the node Killer Brightside. This is how you push World 4, is Killer Brightside. It'll make it much, much, much easier pushing if you have 2 times the amount of kills working in your favor. So try to light this up as soon as you can, because it'll help your pusher push World 4. And it's really important you try to hard push World 4, because the sooner you get in Divinity, the better your count's going to be. And let's talk about Divinity. I know you're not here yet, but this is the reason you want to push to World 5. Kind of the long-standing meta is World 4, you want to push it as fast as you can to get to World 5, because you want to start on Divinity as soon as possible. If you have Doot, you just need to get your characters to Divinity 2, and you're kind of golden for the next step. But if you don't have Doot, the most important thing is set everyone onto their style that gives the most EXP and Divinity points, and stick them on the Divinity altar, and you want to push hard to get Goat God, Gokarat. Once you unlock Goat God, pretty much link everyone except your pusher to them. Your pusher should be linked to Nobisect, and Goat God, you want everyone stuck in lab, because they'll progress Divinity and lab at the same time. You can start to consider taking people out of lab when you can unlock the nodes in lab that improve your count, such as Killer Brightside and the stamps, and you hit Divinity level 40. Divinity level 40 is important because you'll unlock Tranquil. Tranquil lets you passively level up Divinity, but inevitably you want to hit lab level 75 so you can unlock your chipboard. This is where there's some contention getting lab to level 75, because obviously you don't have chips that will benefit you. But I argue the sooner you get this grind done, the better, because obviously you don't have chips yet, but there will be a point where you'll unlock this board and you will need lab levels to benefit from it. And additionally, World 6 introduces some things with a lab mechanic where you need high lab levels. So, I mean, I just recommend getting this grind done now as opposed to later. Just my opinion. You can take that for what you want. But yeah, that's kind of... I think that's pretty good for someone that's in World 4. You're not doing terribly, like some of the reviews I've seen and forecasted in chat. But I mean, you have some things you could be working on to help you progress, and hopefully that gives you some direction of what you should be doing in World 4 and how you could be progressing your account a little bit. So if you have any questions as well, anyone in the Discord could, I trust them to help you as well. We're pretty active in the Idleon chat as well. The tips and tricks should be able to help you as well. Like I said, the guide sheet as well as the refinery chart are going to help you quite a lot to progress your account. So I'd recommend joining the Discord, taking a look at those, and be able to help you a lot. Am I missing anything, chat? Anything else I should mention real quick before we go? Yeah, I don't know. We talked a lot. So yeah, let's give a little brief overview. Tools are going to be something. Get everyone up to Dementia type tools. Looks like your armor is doing pretty good. You're nothing really hard to focus on there. Maybe pushing your gear on your pusher a little bit further into like void gear if that's feasible for you. I don't know. Actually, forgot the resource cost for void armor. Never mind. Forget about that. Dementia gear's fine. Dementia's pretty good. Your tools, probably get that up to Dementia. Equip your Splicer on your Journeyman. Oh yeah, your Journeyman. Get it up to Maestro as soon as possible. Like I said, you stand to benefit a lot from getting it to Maestro, so just unlock that elite class. If you're struggling with the defense required to kill Biggie Hours, you can kind of cheese them by attacking him, running away, attacking him, run away. But you can probably upgrade FMJ to help you with the defense, as well as unlocking the buckler stamp to get you more defense. So yeah, upgrade tools. If you're struggling with precision, like I said, try to upgrade accuracy a little bit more. Ooh, big one. World 4 stones. So World 4 stones introduce kind of a new mechanic to stones. If you're struggling for accuracy, you can give this stone to your character's substat class. So what do I mean by that? So your warriors, you can give your weapons over to your mages. Use the stone on your mages for your warrior weapons and gear. Give it back to your warrior, and it'll have wisdom upgraded on those characters. So I'll give you a little bit of example here. If I craft like a spear, for example, and I use the stone, it'll give me wisdom. You see, so you see it gives me 3 wisdom there. So you can give this over to your warrior and they'll have extra wisdom, which scales their accuracy. So something to note there, if you're struggling with accuracy, you can give your stones to your other classes to give you more stats. A little bit of advice there if you're struggling with that. So yeah, tool is going to be a good way to increase your damage as well as accuracy, as we just mentioned. Yep. And stamps are going to be another way you can really juice out your account. You stand to benefit a lot from increasing your stats here as well as your base defense. Going through Alchemy, you're doing pretty good here. Your next big push is going to be going through Diamond Chef, unlocking that and kill per kill to help you push the portals a little bit faster. Nothing really to say about vials. Going to construction, I really want you to focus on trying to balance this out a little bit more so you sustain your salts kind of infinitely. Your 3D printer, I mean, you can use skilled dimwit to increase your skilling efficiency to get you higher prints. Try to hit 90% print sample rate when you can, so upgrade Salt Lake here as well. Definitely not something to focus on. Buildings, hard upgrade Boulder Roller right now, help you progress tower defense. Worship specifically, try to level up your characters kind of equally in worship. Progress your skulls to be higher level so you can get more worship per day. Cooking, like I said, try to unlock cabbage and corn dog as soon as possible. These are massive for early game cooking. Once you get those, you'll be able to unlock some of the earlier meals up to level 11, which again, once you unlock Diamond Chef, will help you multiply your meal cooking speed even faster. Lab, try to connect over to Killer Brightside to give you 2 times kill to push. Try to push everyone to lab so you hit Killer Brightside. Put your Blood Berserkers on cooking so you start generating ladles so it's easier to cook things. Going over to breeding, try to push your territory spice battles real quick up to beach stock spices. Getting this is going to be really important for upgrading Diamond Chef to get you more meal cooking speed. And Divinity, something to note here, you want to push your characters up to Divinity into World 5 to get unlocked Divinity, to push your characters to unlock Goat God. Once you have Goat God, stick pretty much everyone except your pusher into Lab. Your pusher should be linked to Nobisect. This will allow you to progress Divinity and Lab at the same time. Get everyone up to Divinity level 40, Lab up to level 75, you'll be in a good spot. I think that's good. It's a good overview. Cool. All right. As always, remember to join the Discord. As always, guys, if you want your IUs reviewed, the Discord will link you to a form which you can fill out, and it'll submit that request. And thank you so much for watching if you stayed and watched this entire time. Have a good one.